the robots and everything like that.
Okay.
So
So what happened to Staff Sergeant Webb and then Sergeant Callahan?
Sean Callahan survived it. He received some concussion and everything like that, but he was fine.
That was correct. He ran away from the Hummer to grab the robots, and I guess. And then
he was about 15 feet from the explosion, so he got some dust and dirt and debris, you know. But Staff Sergeant Webb, what happened to him? But as the detonation, it blew up. The vehicle flipped over, and everything just kind of like shot out everywhere. And we were getting secondary explosion with the grenades and the C4 that was exploding there nearby.
This you saying nearby, was this part of other explosive? I mean, insurgent explosive devices around the area, or
just from the vehicle. That's
okay.
what the EOD carries: explosives and grenades and
okay.
stuff like that in the vehicle. So secondary explosion were coming from that too.
Okay. So how? I mean, what happened to? You're saying the force of the blast came up under the vehicle, and
yes.
that blast is what caught Staff Sergeant Webb.
Yeah. Fortunately, like the way the IED was buried, the blast just pushed straight up, so it was directional blast to where it didn't come out all over to where he would have been, you know, he could have been a lot worse than what he came out of.
Oh, okay. So Staff Sergeant Webb survived. Yeah. I thought he was killed.
He survived it. Well, the traumatic thing was that when the flame receded, you know, the explosion happened, I thought everybody in there were gone. I was like, holy crap. But I see Staff Sergeant Webb walking out of that flame, of that explosion, completely engulfed in flames. Oh. Just kind of like you see on TV with the stuntman, you know, all covered in flame. That was him. So my driver immediately took action. He ran out, grabbed the fire extinguisher, ran out to the intersection, put Staff Sergeant out. At that time, that's where we were getting machine gun fires and RPG, and that's when they ambushed us again. So we were getting shots. Okay.
Did anyone, did you suffer any casualties from any of the direct fire?
Nothing from the direct fire. RPG did. Some of the frag from the RPG hit a Marine in the leg, but it was nothing serious.
Okay. How long would you say the ambush was? The direct fire, anyway.
Direct fire, I mean, it was off and on. We returned fire. I know the Marine had said that he took 2 of the insurgents out with his 240 Golf.
Do you know who that was?
Corporal Frag. Corporal Frag's vehicle. They had the eastern security.
So he was firing from the turret.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they had insurgents up by the water tower to the north of us, and that's where our security element took those guys out.
Okay.
Yeah. So Corporal Stagner runs out, rescue Staff Sergeant Webb, brings him back to the back of the high back, and then Sergeant Callahan just found himself back in the high back, and from there we were trying to call everybody out to, you know, hey, we need to go now.
The wounds that Staff Sergeant Webb incurred, I mean, were they just burns, or
he suffered 3rd-degree burns on over 75% of his body. He had some frags and a little frag in his leg and hand.
But was he wearing I assume EOD they wear balaclavas, you know, the fire resistant face. Yeah. He wasn't wearing any of that, so. Yeah. So the only place he didn't probably burn was underneath the armor or something. So he suffered all his burns on exposed parts of his body.
Yes.
So he's
actually like some of the frag he burned everywhere except for like the extremities, the legs, his arms. I mean,
when you said 70%, is 70% is the bad part, it's the face, it's the hands. Okay. So it
melted his uniform onto him. Like as the doc was treating him, he's touched the uniform, it just kind of like melted into his skin there. So he was pretty bad.
And this was intentionally done. The insurgents put some kind of gelling agent into the.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something that they employed in Ramadi at that time.
Oh yes. Yeah. So that we lost the driver, and then we also lost the corpsman in the EOD team. The driver of the vehicle was killed instantly, and the sergeant, the security guy, was also killed instantly.
Okay. Do you remember their names?
I don't right off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I guess later on you find your diary, your war diary.
Right.
If we get those names for me.
I do have the names written down. So.
Okay. Do you know who the Marine was that you said took fragments in the leg? You said there was a Marine that just took a couple RPG fragments in the leg.
Rendy.
Rendy.
Yes, that's Corporal Rendy.
Do you remember his first name?
I don't. He's still with the battalion.
Okay. He was a Lance Corporal at the time, huh?
Yeah, either Rendy or Steffens, but I think it was Rendy.
Okay. Well, I'll ask around. So I guess I didn't know. I just assumed that it was just Staff Sergeant Webb and then Sergeant Callahan. So there was actually a driver and a corpsman.
Yeah, there was a driver and a corpsman. Those guys were killed instantly.
And then there was anyone in the turret, or they didn't have a...
No turret.
Okay.
So as I have Staff Sergeant Webb in the back of the truck with Sergeant Callahan. We're still trying to coordinate the evacuation as far as, hey, we need to move, but we couldn't risk leaving just two gun trucks on scene and having 2 gun trucks escort the vehicle, the cash evac vehicle, back to Charlie Med. So we kind of had to wait a little bit for QRF, Quick React Force, to reinforce us.
Okay.
So while we were waiting, the Marines in the Western security vehicle try to push out into the intersection to rescue the 2 fallen Marines and sailor. As they were pulling out, they were taking rounds. I'm on the radio. I'm like, hey, y'all need to get out of that intersection. You need to get out of there now. I don't know if they heard me or not, because our radio was coming in sketchy. But as they were taking rounds, or they backed out of the intersection, as they were backing up, boom, another IED goes off directly underneath their vehicle. And it wasn't flames or anything, it was just a cloud of dust that just went up and completely engulfed that gun truck. And in my mind, I'm like, holy crap, I lost a truck, you know. But as the dust cleared and everything like that, they were, IED were buried either too deep to where it didn't sustain the maximum effective of the, you know, so
most of the force was absorbed.
Yeah, most of the force were absorbed. It bounced the vehicle up, it came back down, they were able to back out of there, and no one was hurt from that one.
Oh, that's good. So the vehicle was just thrown up in the air and came back down.
Yeah. The amazing thing of that event is that truck that got hit, the truck that I just described, had a video camera that recorded the event, as far as when EOD pulled out, Sergeant Callahan messing with the IED, and then the explosion going off.
Okay. Do you actually still have these tapes?
Yes.
Do you mind if I were to get some copies of those? Or
Yeah, I think that would help.
that would be really good as far as
Yes.
piecing the details together. Because at the same time, putting this together, it's really, as a chemist, I'm shooting for accuracy. So.
I have pictures of the October 4th incident as well, if you want to.
Oh no, yeah, all that stuff would be wonderful. Well, we're down to the last 5 minutes. Are you gonna have time to go into December 7th, or maybe we can schedule half an hour later or something? Because I assume, how much longer do you think just to go over the key details of the deployment? I mean, I would rather honestly sit down with you for several hours, but I understand you're awfully busy with they're getting ready to go to Korea and whatnot.
Right. That was November 1st, and then December 7th was another big event. I think if we pause, you know, because the tape and everything, we'll either hit it up again tomorrow.
Okay.
That way I can go ahead and gather the diary, and I'll pull up some pictures and videos for you.
That would be wonderful. Okay, well, I guess we'll stop the tape here. I appreciate it.